There you go. That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath. His massive musculature? No, he's scrawny. Try again. Something's worn underneath it. Yeah, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example, one that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other. Wrong meat, but sure. When they slap each other with giant lumps of meat, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives. I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear. He freezes and sighs heavily. Oh, I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. He unbuttons the shirt. You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso. I was ashamed of what I did. I didn't want you to know. We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. This shame is surprisingly sincere. Gary? What's going on? Later, Morel, I got apologizing to do. No, you've got explaining to do. Lieutenant's tone is icy. Why did you lie to me, Gary? Because I was weak, he says, staring at nothing in particular. I should have told you the moment I saw you, but... The hell? Gary? You in trouble? I'll explain later. He doesn't muster up the strength to yell. Why did you really put those clothes in the trash? Everyone was picking those pieces off of him, and I was watching him do it. They scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. He looks at his feet. So I went there to take out my trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and... He swallows. I had a lapse of honour, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off of him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... His lips start quivering. Fuck. We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone. It's okay. Lieutenant jots something down in his notebook. There's a loose end and you're tying it up now. I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man, he says silently. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when... He shakes his head. They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of his historic apology. His face does not belie emotions. Give me that armor. Now. He sighs again, hangs his head and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton. Do you know who killed the hanged man? I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore. This is all he knows. Are we done here, Gary? Yeah, absolutely. I'll never do anything like this again. He looks around, relieved of some burden. His mouth still quivering. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word. Thanks for your cooperation. Well. It may be absolutely... Oh god, it's got low empathy, huh? Why's it got low empathy? That's fine, we'll up our empathy later. You have this volition and pain threshold. Borrowed confidence. This vitreous enamel cuirass fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy around its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat. And it also makes pretty porcelain sounds when shaken. Aww. There we go. We're all armored up, motherfucker! We got the gloves. We got the cuirass. Now we just need the legs. And the helmet, should that ever be a thing. Alright then. Gary, you caused a lot of problems, but you've also fixed a lot of them. Ah, there's a child. I seem to remember something being said about a child running around wearing a helmet, but I could be entirely wrong, and I could just be making that up because of where it said, like, there was a child wearing the fucking gloves, right? Another power box. Charges nothing now. It's empty. Some drugs just hanging out in this little grate. Okay, sure. $5. Beautiful. What does this do? Oh, this is the one. You see a once bright mural towering above you. Sign is peeled off over the years, but you can still make out failed electrical R&D. This is the one. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away. Tomorrow is just a whisper away. Looks like tomorrow never came. He raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Step closer. Of the mural, the collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Felled electrical. How ironic, all these dark rooms. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first. Why do I feel like I know this place? Indeed. Somehow you knew it was here, an urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before. When it rained in Martinez, you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It's been in you ever since. What is this building? Maybe we could, He points to the man who points at the building, telling his son something. Ask the man who's pointing at the building. Great idea! Thank you, Logic. I like how that was a medium success to work out if that'd work or not. Could Ruby be in there? In there? She could. Or, he points behind you. She could be in that identical ruin over there. Or in the boat shack. In that church tower, maybe. Why single out this one building? Listen to the wind. Holy fuck! 97%! Death notification, what's that? Before we do that, we talk to this little man over here.
Mikhail, notice the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blonde man stands next to his son, pointing at the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You, officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez. I'm Trant Heidelstein. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Wonder why you know Kim.
Nice to meet you.
Lieutenant nods. Hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext.
He says as if it's self-evident.
A collection of cultural hyperlinks.
What was that about the windows before?
Oh, yes. So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago, so they didn't have windows on the south wall.
So you and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course.
This voice acting
Mikhail,
is so bad.
Say hi to the officers.
Sound like a fucking robot, dude. Is it a text-to-speech program? He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book. Sure? Who wants to color in the Eaters of Worlds?
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
Very happy for you. Man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor. Yeah, okay, so maybe it is intentional. Or someone who's been on way too many radio shows.
I assume you're not here for giant worms, when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Oh, it's like I'm listening to a what culture list in a video game. This is so strange. He points to the building again. This man is your half-brother. You feel it, but why? Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician, sure, from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries. Have you been talking to other police officers? Me? Yes, at some point, I'm sure I have. There was this one rather, he stops, smiling at the reminiscence. Memorable instance when I had a chance to meet the head of the Dominion Police in Königstein. And, as you know, they have this very distinctive dress uniform with the scarlet breeches and little cylindrical fur caps. I think these are called "You Days Off," as Trant tells you about the peculiarities of mounted police forces in Central Occident. Wait, what was it you wanted to ask? Man, reaction speed would have saved me a lot there, huh? I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious? Probably shouldn't do this in front of his child so immediately. What's so fascinating about an empty old building? Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. He raises his hand to his eyes, springtime sun warming his handsome face. Sure, Harry, if that's what you're into, we'll go with it. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you. What not a lot of people know, this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. Is that why it says Feld Electrical? Research and Development? I wonder what would give it away. How did not many people know this? And Feld, well, which now sells ink cartridges, mostly was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom. Look at the building looming over you. It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on its broken windowsill. I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical. That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. He adjusts his suit jacket. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. He gestures toward the building. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here. What was the ace? It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer. A tape computer? An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants Ream, ICN, and ZAM haven't achieved yet. He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced. It wasn't very good. What happened? Indeed what? The revolution? The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve. He nods. Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. And you're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk? Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war. A pleasure wheel? The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky. Okay. Industrial sex toys, huh? Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. Those sentences were pretty bad, coming one after the other. It's clear you would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast. Yes, lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics, but history had other plans. What happened to the engineers? The company people? Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. He smiles again, as if he's somehow personally responsible for this bleak turn of events. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers... Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution? He means they all died at the hands of the communists. No, tape computers, right. Tape computers, he nods. Tousling? Never heard of that one, his suit jacket. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers? They used them for military communications, he said, while his son looks up, idly chewing on the corner of his worm-themed coloring book, but also to write and send out press releases, most notorious examples being Le Decret de Mars. What was that? What's the March Decree? I mean, the radio transmission sent out by the news agencies and the world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02. A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charlotte, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album Bons Beises die Insulinde. Should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried getting Mikhail to memorize it. He looks at its son, who starts giggling, his face hidden behind the book. Well, tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying attention. Kid takes a peek at this green and silver worm on the cover of his book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion. How do those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers? Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. The word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking, turn-of-the-century hardware. He raises a finger, remembering something. Buckle up. 10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dompty Dom Center in Vredefort? Oranje? Sure. It raised the same what the fuck is this? And we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was the head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juiced joined the team, He did it. He said Wompty Dompty Dom Center like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wompty Dompty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced? What the hell are you talking about? The Wompty Dumpty Dom Center for Contemporary Arts. There it is again. Those words. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator Paul Ockerman chose to... You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up? In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dumpty Dom Center, he says casually, is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort, and are ever in the market for an exhibition space/contemporary art research center. Why would I ever want this? Why would I ever want that? Okay, we'll read about that later. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The tape would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto the white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing. Made of black film and folding tape structures. Yeah. The RCM should get some of those. Even one would be very useful, he agrees. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The Fell playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07. Wait, the Fell playback experiment? Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Fell playback experience, but those are incorrect. Why did the revolutionaries destroy it? Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building. He takes a step back. The boardwood creaks mournfully in the wind. I wanted to ask something. That was only one topic. Oh God, you're so awful. We went through a lot in that conversation. My favorite part was the sex wheel. Thanks for the interesting information. No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. Very interesting conversation indeed. Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever. I just want to save here, because I'm about to ask him for money and I don't want to look like an idiot. You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here. He brushes it off like it's nothing at all. He's not going to give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling. I mean, come on, you need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some. Can I have some of that unimportant money then? Oh, no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking more in general terms. He looks uncomfortable, his left hand squeezing his son's shoulder. I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him some of the lesser-known parts of our hometown. Wouldn't be wise to carry such huge amounts of cash on such expeditions. Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. Looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out? By the way, do you work out? I do some low man thang stick fighting now and then. Low man thang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the Isle of Low Man Thang. It uses slender wooden sticks for confronting the opponent. A form of martial arts from the Isle of Low Man Thang, right? Actually, quite many cultures have their own version of stick fighting, such as the sacred Mabolo tradition of the Harley people, the name deriving from the butterfruit tree, traditionally used for crafting the long slender sticks. Whereas the sticks used in other cultures... You doze off as he paints you a comprehensive picture of the history of stick fighting among the mankind, seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references. Man, he's good at speaking. People must love him. But anyway, he says after a while with a charming, apologetic smile, I'm boring you with the details again. You were saying? I don't really remember what I was saying. And I guess everything got said, right? He squints his eyes in the sun. I'm gonna give her a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around? I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. Just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here. That's his son said. So you haven't seen anyone around? No, I'm sorry. As I said, just a day off. We just arrived anyway. There's something friendly and familiar about how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone. Well, it's time to listen to the wind, boys, and also girls, and also everything in between. Here we fucking go. Hey! Even though you're sure you succeeded. All is quiet. There's no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is as silent as a tomb. What was I even attempting to do here? Trying to talk to the wind? The city? Whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now, I woke up Siri. Fuck off, dude. And now, you're just standing there with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? A prayer of sorts? To Revachol? She could be anywhere. How do we find her, Lieutenant? How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. The Lieutenant sighs, then gets a hold of himself. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We've already talked to the cryptozoologists. He looks to his right. Working with them might give us a good excuse to run around, give us some structure. And then there's the church. He looks at the bell tower. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way. Sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula. Ask the locals. Enter the places where we can enter first. Like we did in the village. And if that fails, if we don't find her, then, if we are desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that. He looks behind him, at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm. Why can I listen again? Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Okay. Very interesting. I don't really know what that did or does or what the fuck that was for. Ah, looks like we can get in that building eventually. Thanks for giving that away, small box. Oh, you were empty last time, weren't you? Seems like it just fills up with money again every now and then. Where the fuck have I ended up? I have no idea where I am. Oh, this is the pier with the dead guy. At least dead guy is gone. And I can go back into the bin for some reason. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Man, am I lost. I guess it's probably worth going back to the church. Or should I explore the rest of this area? There's so much to do, man. This third area is absolutely enormous. I don't know why I'm calling it the third area. It's probably... it's not the third. You know, this part of the area, just the fucking... beyond the lock. It's so big, and I don't even feel like I've explored everything elsewhere. There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer. Light vanishes inside the concrete slit. Structure goes deep under the earth. Yell, ho! Into the slit. There's no echo, and no answer. What's in there? Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer. Hey, Kim, any idea what's down there? No idea. He takes his glasses off to polish. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here. Think we might find Ruby down there? We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol's sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. He puts his glasses back on. In conclusion, she could be under any building. But not here. He looks into the slit and sighs. I hope not. Time is going by very fast at the moment, which is just making me a little nervous. We've already been through, like, I believe 3 hours since we started the session, and that is, oh my god, that's a lot of time. In-game hours, I should say. I haven't just been fucking up skill checks for 3 hours straight. Not this time around, anyway. Is that really all that's here? Fucking hell. Thought those guys would have moved on by now. I feel like I've missed an absolutely enormous part of the area, but I just can't work out where or how. Is there a way around onto this? There is, right? There's gotta be. Yeah, I've been here. I just feel... What the fuck? How have I missed all these things? Oh, it's a trap. Okay, we're finally checking. There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They reeds rustle confidentially. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured but the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows. Reach for the trap. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them. Big surprise. Lieutenant grins mirthlessly. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go. No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find it. I'm helping some citizens, getting some fresh air. I meant no offense. Just, the lieutenant doesn't know how to finish the sentence. He looks at you, putting the trap back down on the ground. Nothing around here, huh? And now, oh god, you're gonna have to run all the way around, aren't you? Ah! I'll see you guys soon. Looks like this is gonna take a while. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of land to explore. I barely even know where those other traps are gonna end up, so... Yeah, we've definitely got a lot of running around to do. I don't know where we're gonna even begin, man. It could be anything here. I genuinely don't know which way this can go. I can't even predict it because the game has subverted my expectations. You know, it's only several thousand times already, and we're only however far in, not even at the big ending twists that are bound to come because it's absolutely mind-bending. I'm gonna try and call my ex-wife again, or whoever the hell you are. Ow! Did I really nearly die to a phone box? Cold metal is hard and your knuckle is hard and your knuckles. You look at them turning purple. You want more money now, huh? You want fucking money? It doesn't even look like a punt. I don't care. I just want to see where this goes. Didn't give you any fun for that money. Your hand is now turning blue now. Blood drips to the ground. Blood drips from your knuckles to the sand. Drip, drip, drip. Was that a one-time thing? Was there only one? She's probably at work, actually, to be fair. She did say that's where she was going, right? Jesus, can I come and get money from this every single time I walk past? Another 19 cents. Hell yeah, I've got a constant supply of 19 cents. I'm gonna be rich. That's the boardwalk we absolutely know is basically useless. I think what we'll need to do next... I'm kind of annoyed that, oh god, what's her name? The fucking ultra-liberal lady. The disco lady, the old lady. The one we've been helping out a lot, who recently left. Was it Leanne? I don't think it was it her? My favorite fucking girl, whose name I've apparently forgotten. Oh, hello. A kick drum pulse. Music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Somewhere on the ice? Why? Why not in here? But yes, it's kind of annoying that I couldn't ask to use her boat to get over to the island. I'm not entirely sure why we couldn't. So with you, all I have to do is dance, right?
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
Yeah, that's it. All right. But you guys, Eggman. Anyway, okay, we can talk to. Oh god, I'm gonna have to do this stupid fucking voice. I'm still ill. It's really annoying.
Yeah, hardcore.
Oh, that was a crazy sound we heard before. Yeah, it was awesome and scary. Very hardcore. His voice booms through the chamber, then gets silent. Too hardcore, in fact. He brushes his hand through his hair. I can control it at all. What happened? It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme. Is there anything we can do about it? His mind is seemingly selecting through options. I don't know, maybe someone could do something with this. I imagine this is the sound the future could make. Sounds like the future could be even more hardcore than I ever imagined. Yeah! I found this reel of tape. Maybe you can use it to hard up IX Jam. Yeah, remix time! His voice booms through the church as he takes the tape and attaches it to the empty reel slot.